Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Chameleons, we are back. This is episode 5 of the Girl, Yes You Can series, and I am having so much fun. I swear we just get better and better every time. We always got to give it back to the branding company for being the engine behind this vehicle, making it run, and to Whitfield, thank you for this song. It is so fitting of me and everything I stand for, of my personality. Like it's just a whole vibe. And I swear, I just listened to it a few times before I even present myself before you, because it's just a whole vibe. So I love it. Like it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. But let us pay some homage, and we're gonna go right into it.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
All right, we are back. Again, this is episode 5 of the Girl, Yes You Can, and I hope you are enjoying it just as much as I am, chameleons. I am just learning so much about me and, some of our guests, but I just wanted this series to be encouraging, motivating, inspirational, impactful. I want it to be full of, you know, information, valuable information that you can apply to your, daily life, and the, decisions that you make now, and, even in the future. So today we're going to be talking about, girl, yes, you can do more than just survive. Right now, I know some of you are like, huh? Okay, yes, but it's going to be good. And I'm going to let you know that it's going to be uncomfortable for you, right? It's going to be uncomfortable for people that are going to listen, meaning like people that are close to me, like my parents, my nana, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my siblings, my friends. Is going to be uncomfortable, because it's not that we're going against the grain. It's just that if we want to have things that we've never had before, then we're going to have to do things we've never done before. Make sense? And we know that the people that we love and love us the most, they always want what's best for us, right? Majority of the time. And they always want us to revert back to comfortable. Right? So when I say, girl, yes, you can do more than survive, because I talk to women every day. Every day I talk to women, and I hear the old me in a lot of them. Because when I say survival is something that was instilled in us, right? Survival is something that we saw, and we thought that was just the way to live, right? Meaning, all right, let's break it down, right? Go get your education, right? Go to college, get a good job, get married, have kids. That's what we saw. Some of us didn't see our parents marry, right? My parents weren't married, and that's okay. But I saw them, get a job, right? They work every day. They're in survival mode. They know how to survive, right? We know how to cook. We know how to clean. We know how to make a living, right? We know how to live check to check. But when it comes to living a different style of life, a different quality of life, because you get to maximize your time as an entrepreneur. That's where I'm going. Right? So going against the grain of going to college, getting a job, right? But they didn't tell you that when you go to college, because when I came out of college, my first job, I was making $28,500. My student loans was like $69,000. So I'm over $40,000 in a hole, right? Now you got to get a car, right? So now $60,000 in a hole. All right. Now it's just me. I don't have any kids. I'm $60,000 in a hole, right? Because I went to college, got a good job, got a car because I had to get to work, and then I went to grad school. Well, I got married in between grad school. Got married, right? We got a townhome. No, my husband had the townhome when I met him. So, but together, incomes together. We're paying bills together. So now my debt becomes his debt. Thank God he didn't have student loans because he had people around him, right? And he was able to exercise scholarships. So I'm going to talk about that too. But then went to grad school, right? So now that's another 30,000, 40,000. So now almost $90,000, over $90,000 in student loans, right? Then I got a better job, right? Making more money, almost triple my salary starting out, right? But I'm still thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the hole. Then we buy a bigger house, right? Because I got the better job. We relocate, got a bigger house. Oh God, now I'm $1 trillion in the hole. That's survival. That's what I'm getting at. Go to school, get a good job, get married. This was before we even had kids. And we're this much in the hole. Even though I purchased the home before my parents did. But what I'm saying is, my parents couldn't tell me how to purchase a home. They couldn't tell me about down payment. They couldn't tell me about closing costs, making sure you have the right real estate agent. So you get where I'm going? You got to get around people that know what it takes to purchase a home, right? What insurance to get when you purchase a home. You guys see where I'm going with that? So I did something that wasn't the norm. Okay, now we have kids. Oh my God, daycare was so expensive. Right? So you're getting further and further behind. So I had to step out on faith. I'm painting a picture. I had to step out on faith because I saw a life. I got a glimpse of a life, and I've always been a big dreamer. I just didn't know how to obtain that. I thought it was just a dream. I knew in order for me to live that life I got a glimpse of, it was going to take a lot of money. And looking at my salary, even though it was 6 figures, looking at my salary, looking at the life I wanted, it wasn't going together. So I had to step out on faith, and I had to get around people, because that glimpse of the life that God showed me, He put me with people that already had that life. So I shook the family up when I left engineering, when I left survival mode and became an entrepreneur. I'm just being honest. Remember I said It's going to be uncomfortable for me, for the people that love me, and it's going to be the same thing with you. It's going to make people uncomfortable because you're doing something out of the norm. You're not going against the grain. You're just doing what's not norm. You want to do more than survive. You want to break that survival mindset, that survival curse. So you got to get around people that have the level of success that you're striving for. Because remember, someone that's never been where you're trying to go can never tell you how to get there. I'm going to say that again. Someone that's never been where you're going can never tell you how to get there. So you're going to have to get around people that have already been there where you're trying to go, who can give you the blueprint. It could be mentors that you may never meet before. I have mentors that I don't know personally, but I do have personal mentors. But they have the level of success. And they're giving me the blueprint. Because I knew that in order for things to change, things had to change. We can do more than just cook and clean, take care of the kids, go to work every day and pay bills. And go to brunch with our friends and take fancy looking pictures. We can do more than that. We can put ourselves in a position to hand down generational wealth. To be able to leave a legacy for our family, because I don't want to pass down survival to my kids. I don't want them to have to get it out the mud because life is too short. And I understand that. The older I get, it gets shorter. And I don't want to waste that time of my kids' life. I want to pass the baton to them and let them run fearlessly and continue to pass it down. And when I was, being raised and, coming up, I wasn't taught about credit. Like I said, it wasn't passed down to become a homeowner because my parents were not homeowners at the time. So they didn't know. They didn't understand how important credit is and how to leverage it to be able to have unlimited cash flow. To be able to walk in a dealership or a bank and get the loan that you want. Get the car that you want. Get the house that you want because you have the credit. They didn't understand credit, cash, and cash flow. They didn't understand that. The 3 C's. So I knew that it was going to be up to me because I didn't want to pass that down to my kids. And it's not their fault because they instilled in me what was instilled in them and what they saw. And they did the best that they could. And I feel like I turned out really awesome. But I just wanted more. And if you're feeling like you want more, it's okay. It's okay. I know we always say, well, mom didn't do that, or my mom said this, or my dad said this, or grandma said this, or Nana said that, or abuela said this, abuelo said that. But when you look back on things, like I look back, like my mom, she can't tell me how to go in the bank and get $100,000 loan. She can't tell me how to get an American Express card. But they work hard. They do. My mom and my dad are hard workers. They work hard on their jobs. But I didn't want that life. And we've had conversations before. And they were like, why don't you just go get a real job? Why don't you just go back to engineering? And if I hadn't gotten a glimpse of what was possible, and if God didn't show me, I probably would have. Because our minds want us to be comfortable. And I've said this several times. The people that care about you the most, they're always going to want you to revert back to what's comfortable because they feel like, they want what's best for us based on what they know. So that's why you got to get around people who've already been there. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Absolutely will. Is it going to be worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely. But it's going to be uncomfortable. But you can be more than a wife. You can be more than a mom. Have kids. Just be a great mother. You can be a great mother. Be an even better mother and pass down generational wealth to your kids. Y'all know that I homeschool, right? And I let my kids be the best versions of themselves, but I'm teaching financial literacy at the age of 6 and 9. They have debit cards now. They're going to have to earn, but they also each are going to have a business in school that I'm going to show them how to run. So when they get out here in the real world and it's given to them, they understand it. And when they turn 18, they're going to have whatever the highest credit score is when they turn 18 that they can have. Because I went against the grain and I refused to pass down survival. Because if I only passed down survival, I didn't do them a good service of being their mom. Now that's another generation in survival and not building wealth. I don't want them to start out 100 steps behind like I did. I don't want them to do that. Life is short and we all have an expiration date. I don't want them to start out like that. I would feel like I failed them if I had to do that. Knowing the information that I know, knowing the resources that are available for my kids to have more and have a better shot at it, because it's not even about me. It's about the impact and what I leave and what I pass down to my kids. Right? You got to leave stories for your children's children's children. Each generation. That's your diligence to do. So like I said, it's going to be uncomfortable for you and for the people that love you. But you're going to have to be uncomfortable to live comfortably for the rest of your life. That's just what it is. And I'm not saying that entrepreneurship is for everyone. I'm not saying that because it's not. It's not for the weak at all. It is not for the weak or the faint at heart. It takes muscle. It takes resilience. It takes commitment. It takes sacrifice. It takes consistency. But if that's going to afford you the life that you want to live, then you're going to have to be uncomfortable. But in that uncomfortable, it's going to be a hell of a lot of growth. A hell of a lot of growth. And you're going to thank your new self because you're now the woman that the little girl you was looking up to. And I could have been an engineer for the rest of my life. I can always go back to engineering because the one thing that can never be taken from you is, of course, the color of your skin and your education. That can never be taken from you. But I want it different. I wanted time freedom. I want wealth, generational wealth. And I knew that being an engineer couldn't allot that to me. And I owe that to myself. There's a lot of people depending on me, people that I don't even know yet. I mean, this podcast is going to be here forever. Forever. So I want you, us women, girl, yes, you can. You can do more than survive. You can be so much more. You can be whatever you want to be. This podcast, I love it. I love it. It's hard work because I have to make sure that I'm putting content out every single week, every single day. Being a boss mom, a mompreneur, it's not easy. It's hard. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be easy because it's not. But trouble don't last always, right? You can do it, girl. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because it was also hard going to a job every day, driving an hour and 15 minutes. Just being in pure hell every single day. Working with a manager that couldn't stand me. That was hard. Missing my kids' activities. That was hard. Being so tired on the weekend, trying to make up for the sleep I didn't get throughout the week and not being able to spend time with my kids. Now I get to spend unlimited amounts of time with my kids. I get to homeschool my kids. That is that is out of the norm. When my family felt like, you are homeschooling? It took time for them to understand, like, yeah, that's the best thing for you to do right now. But that's not the norm, Kimi. Kids go to a school. But because I stepped out on faith, I'm allotted the luxuries of being able to homeschool my kids and travel, have my kids with me, not have to worry about them having excessive absences at school because we have school wherever we go. We go to Whole Foods and we have school because we talk about the 4 food groups. We talk about budgeting, how much money to spend. What to do with the money that's left over that we didn't spend, that we budgeted for. So we're learning all day, every day. We order a pizza, okay? Break that down into fractions. So I had to go against the grain. And I love my parents. And I know they want what's best for me. But that's based on their fears and their norm. Everybody's not going to understand it. It's not meant for them to understand. You ever heard people, it wasn't a conference call. When God gave you that vision, it wasn't a conference call. When he gave you that dream, it wasn't a Zoom and people watched your dream on Zoom. If God gave it to you, it's because he was showing you what was on the other side. Now, when you become an entrepreneur, you don't just become an entrepreneur, right? You got to get around people who are entrepreneurs because you got to know how to file your taxes. You got to know how to run that business. You got to know how to maintain that business. So we're going to talk about that later on in the episodes. But at least get to that point. Right? And like I said, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's not. But for those of you that want it, but you're afraid because someone else's fears, because of your fears, just do it. Just do it. You've been surviving all of your life and it hasn't been working for you. We can be more than good moms and good cooks and good homemakers. We can be a boss and be lioness out in the streets and be gentle lambs at home. But the curse of survival mindset, it stops with you. You are going to do something different. Nope, mom didn't do it. Nope, dad didn't do it. Grandparents didn't do it. Aunts didn't do it. Uncles, the cousins. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Because you know that you want more and you deserve more. So if I can leave you with a girl, yes, you can moment. It's, girl, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it starts with you. Chameleons, I could stay here and talk to you all day and just pour my heart out because that's what I do every single episode. Thank you for rocking with me. Those of you that have been rocking since day one, I love you. I would not be here without you. The energy that you give keeps me coming back week after week after week, series after series. I'm telling you, this series, I see t-shirts. I see a live tour. I see panels. I see women empowering each other. A room full of energy. Us women being impactful in each other's lives, influential in each other's lives, showing each other that, girl, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And we're going to have some guests on here that's going to show you that, yeah, girl, you can. Yes, you can. Girl, yes, you can. Go out and be great today, chameleons. Turn on beast mode. Be relentless. And go for it. Go for it. Go all in. And we'll see you next week.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?